Right, hello and welcome to the highly requested and absolutely legendary Toyota GT1. Now this car has been a staple in the Gran Turismo franchise for many years now, having its first appearance all the way back in GT2 and appearing in every mainline game except GT Sports, so to see it in Gran Turismo 7 is a welcome addition. So to get your hands on this legendary vehicle, you need to head on over to the legendary dealership. And yes, you are gonna have to cough up 2.5 million credits. So what you get for spending that amount of money? Well, you get a lot of history, which we are gonna go over, and you also get a twin turbocharged 3.6 liter V8 engine that produces 764 brake horsepower in a vehicle that only weighs 900 kgs. Now yes, the vehicle is extremely lightweight, extremely powerful, and that should mean it is going to be extremely fun to use around the circuit. Now, why is this vehicle so lightweight and so powerful? Well, this vehicle was developed with a sole purpose of participating in the Group GT1 category, but it was later adapted into an LMGTP car. So yeah, it was meant to be fast. Now, this vehicle was developed with the latest F1 technology at the time. The Toyota GT1 was fitted with a carbon fiber and aluminium monocoque chassis. It had independent double wishbone suspension for both the front and the rear. It had everything it could have to make it one of the best race cars possible. However, in the 3 events that it participated in, it received 2 podiums, 0 wins, but it did get 3 fastest laps. So what happened? So for its debut performance around Le Mans, well, Toyota decided, you know what, they're gonna send 3 Toyota GT1s out and hope for a landslide victory with only Toyota GT1s on the podium. Now that didn't really go according to plan, because as the number 28 GT1 had a big crash coming down the back straightaway, the number 29 GT1 suffered gearbox failure, and the number 27 GT1 actually finished the event but finished off in 9th position, 25 laps behind the winning Porsche 911 GT1. So yes, when it comes to the racing, the racing victories of the Toyota GT1, there wasn't very many. So let's actually use this vehicle around Kyoto Driving Park and see how it feels, because when I tell you, it is an extremely fast, extremely responsive race car. And I mean, that's what you'd expect with a vehicle having this level of power or just characteristics. It is extremely fast to use, it's extremely darty, and overall just an amazing experience. And with it being sublime to drive, we see that this vehicle is able to set lap times around the 1 minute 26.3 second mark, which isn't really that bad. And especially if we compare it to the Mercedes-Benz CLK, well, that vehicle sets lap times around the 1 minute 27.7. So yes, we do see almost a second and a half faster than the Mercedes-Benz. But if we actually compare it to the Nissan R92 CP, it's more than this, it's actually a second slower. And that's weird, because we see that the Toyota GT1 actually has the same weight as the Nissan R92 CP, but it does have 17 less horsepower. But the main thing and the biggest difference between these vehicles is actually the amount of downforce that these vehicles produce, because the Toyota GT1 produces a very little downforce compared to the Nissan R92 CP. So that's why the Nissan is actually just so much faster going through some corners. Now, if we actually head on over to the tuning shop to see if we can upgrade the power of the Toyota GT1, well, we see that because it's a race car, we don't actually have that many customization options. So because of that, we only see that the power jumps up to 839 brake horsepower. We aren't able to touch the weight, and that's the big thing, because we see that with the Nissan, by adding a medium RPM turbocharger to the vehicle, we see that the car is able to actually bump the power up to 977 brake horsepower, whereas the GT1 is only able to get up to 839. So this also may be another reason as to why this vehicle is not in the GT1 category. But we do see that the Mercedes-Benz now, with that vehicle being fully upgraded, we see it now being at 841 brake horsepower. So it is actually a bit more powerful than the GT1, but it actually weighs a bit more, which really brings into balance that the GT1 was a perfect fit for the Group 2 category. Now, when it comes to lap times around Kyoto Driving Park, we see that the R92CP, the Group 1 car, sets a 1 minute 19.1 second lap, whereas the GT2 cars, that is your Toyota as well as Mercedes, was setting lap times around the 1 minute 23, 1 minute 24 second laps. But if we take it around Le Mans, this is where they were meant to really shine, and we see that the Mercedes-Benz was able to really knock it down the straightaway and really get around corners, but the Toyota was able to do that just a lot better, because we see that the Mercedes-Benz was setting a fastest lap time of a 3 minute 33.4, whereas the Toyota set a 3 minute 29.8, so more than almost 4 seconds faster than the Mercedes-Benz. And then that got absolutely destroyed by the Nissan, which set a 3 minute 20.6. Yes, the Nissan clearly shows that a Group 1 vehicle is not meant to be played with, but regardless, the Toyota GT1 TS020 from 1999 is still a fantastic vehicle to drive. It has more than enough power and is overall just a really good vehicle. It has a lot of fun history. It doesn't have the best racing history, but it's still a vehicle that has become such a staple in the Gran Turismo franchise that to actually see it make its appearance is really nice to see, and something that you can't really complain about. So the Toyota GT1, if you haven't tried it out yet, I do highly recommend it. It is a fantastic vehicle, and if you use it in its stock state, it is quite a bit faster than other standard GT2 vehicles. So with all that being said, I hope you guys did also enjoy today's video, and don't forget, leave a like and subscribe for more Gran Turismo 7 content, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.